Thank you so much for joining me and a happy Christmas. This is Esther from Stampin Star Creations with a Christmas Stampathon challenge for you. We are making 10 tags with a touch of metallic. So using some of the new products from the Autumn Winter 2020 catalogue, we're going in with the fireside trimmings and the matching dies. We've got this gorgeous brushed metallic foil card, this black and white plaid paper and this combo pack of ribbon in Poppy Parade and Old Olive. I've set up my Stamparatus to get some of those images down and to get a whole grouping of them onto one piece of card. So because the paper didn't fit, I've got a smudge, yes, because the paper didn't fit exactly, I just keep moving it down a bit and then stamping to make it fit on as much as possible. Now I just wanted to point out this particular die because it's helpfully got this little arrow at the top to show where the die goes around the wreath, which is perfect. So I went ahead and cut out all my images and then I'm just using the corresponding colours to colour these in. So just quickly going over where I can see the stems with the dark Old Olive blend and then coming in with the light brush tip to just fill in the pattern. Not taking too much time over it, but just trying to get the details down. Laying down the dark Poppy Parade and then the light around the bow. So it just creates a nice bit of shading when you do your colouring in. And then with the little wax candles, just adding a touch of the light Poppy Parade, going in with the dark in places. And then just adding I needed yellow stars and a yellow candle, so it's only such a small area that I thought I'd incorporate it. Then with the trees, just outlining down the left side with the darkest colour and then coming in with the lighter colour. So after they're all cut out and ready to go, I decided I was going to use the rectangle stitch framelit dies and just checking that these will fit on what I wanted. So I go ahead and cut them out with the thick Whisper White cardstock and use the trio tag punch to cut holes in the top of them. You can get away with doing two at once, I found. I'm trimming down some strips of the gold foil in 1cm strips and popping them in the new embossing folder, and you get this gorgeous little spotty texture across it. And then using some offcuts of white strips, I'm laying down my stamps first and then popping my block on top to do some multiple stamping. It would probably be a bit fiddly doing this with the Stamparatus. So grabbing my block, picking those up and then stamping with black Memento ink. And then trimming down the plaid paper to 1 3/4 of an inch, setting up my tags, gluing them together and then just laying the plaid paper across all three with a bit of a gap in between. Then just turn that over and make sure that it's lined up properly. And then just repeat the process. Nice quick and easy way to do your tags. Then just trim in between and just use the tag as a guideline. And then I'm just going to go ahead and compile all the different tags. So each one is slightly different but with the same themes. So a bit of the gold metallic with a sentiment and most of them with one of the stamped images that I blended earlier, but they're all slightly different, so I wanted to create the tags with the same style but all slightly different. So I'm just going to whiz through and show you how I made them all. With the longer strips, I just glued them down and then just trim near the edge. You get the best out of your materials then and you don't have any wastage. And the same with the white strips. Now with this, I realised that this sentiment didn't quite fit across my tag. So yes, I decided to pull it up and adjust it, snip a bit off, make it work. So I've got from our home. I managed to stick it back down and I think I got away with that one. So realising that this was going to be an issue, I made sure that I trimmed that sentiment down for other tags. And then those little banner bunting dies, I just needed to trim them in half to make sure that they fitted on. So I just went for a slightly different style and just put some off to the sides, trimmed a few bits down here and there, and they just all look completely different, but with a similar style. This one I've gone for the stars across the middle of the wreath, just for something a bit different than adding in the gold strip. For this one I decided I wanted the holly all the way down the side, just again for something a bit different. And then I still had a bit of the stars left over, so just trying to put them in a slightly different place as before. And the great thing is that because you're just working in strips, you can just lay this down and build up your scene. So I had the last bit left over and the last tag to go, and I'd run out of coloured pieces. So I'm just laying down the scraps that I had left over, and this is a great way to finish off the project. So with the smaller pieces are just going by snips, and then because I've got a load of scraps here to chop off, you can just go in with your trimmer and take those all off at once. So there's all the tags. All it needs now to do is to add on this ribbon. So just double it over and double it over again, keep going until you've got enough. Trim the ends off, and I think I trimmed them at 8 inches, about 8 inches long. Just going to loop them over, thread them through, and then thread the two tails through the loop to create your tags. These ribbons are just the perfect size for tags. They're nice and thin and they hold nice and fast. So I'm just going to quickly go through all the 10 tags individually so you get an idea of all the different ones that were made, all slightly different in no particular order. So there's number 4 and 5. I love the way these tags came out. I love the clean and simple look, and just sticking with the inspiration of the touch of metallic, running the way through all the tags as a theme with the ribbon also. So do come and join us over on Facebook for the Christmas Stampathon 2020 challenge. We set a challenge each 25th of the month up until I think it's October, November time. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day.